Tonight on DC News Now, the historic shutdown causing flight cancellations to soar.
I would not fly, but I have to because family, you know.
We're live at Reagan National with a check with travelers. Federal food assistance remains funded, but families are finding empty shelves at pantries.
It's just a good feeling.
Meet a worker turning compassion into action.
We're tracking rain tonight, a warm-up out there tomorrow, more rain chances later in the day Sunday. More details coming up.
Commander Star QB Jaden Daniels dodging surgery, but when's he back on the field?
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran. Chris Flanagan has the night off. Senate Republicans have failed to pass a bill to pay federal workers. Let's take a live look at the Capitol building. The GOP-backed proposal would not end the shutdown, and Democrats say it gave too many powers for the president to withhold paying some federal employees. Senators are now set to return to Capitol Hill tomorrow at noon, even though there are no votes scheduled. Let's take a live look now at airports across the country. In St. Louis, there's Reagan National and LAX there in Los Angeles, as well as that misery map. Airlines have been canceling hundreds of flights to meet the FAA's latest order to cut 10% of air traffic, as a record-long shutdown is now hours away from day 39. According to FlightAware, Reagan National has had the worst delays and cancellations in the country. The FAA blaming it all on staffing shortages. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live there at Reagan National. And Daniel, this has been an ongoing concern, but what are you seeing right now?
Well, Susan, we are seeing a lot more red. Those are the cancellations that you can see here on this big board behind me. Just tons of cancellations and delays going through the night. That is really where frustration has mounted, is because of all of these delays. Though people I talked with today took it in stride. It's a waiting game for thousands of travelers at Reagan National Airport on the first day of flight reductions mandated by the FAA.
It's pretty burdensome on the travelers like us, but hopefully the shutdown ends soon and flights are back on track.
According to FlightAware, Reagan National had about 350 delays in and out of the airport Friday and about 160 cancellations. The FAA says the average delay, 4 hours.
We found out that the Portland, Oregon air is going to be 3 hours late from departure.
Despite the delays, Janelle Handegard and her group's spirits are high.
I think we're doing okay. We got a good book to read. Yeah, so we're going to be fine.
Knowing what was coming, some changed their plans.
We're supposed to go as a group. Most of the group canceled, some had changed. In fact, this morning somebody changed from 5 p.m. to 10 a.m. He has to leave as early as possible.
Abby Owumi was one of the lucky ones with an on-time flight to Miami.
DC, I'm surprised, like, it looks like nobody's traveling here. It's kind of nice and clean. There's nobody here.
For air traffic controllers still showing up, a sign in the tower reads, "Will Vector for food," a nod to still directing planes without getting paid. And we will continue saying check with your airlines to make sure your flight is not delayed or canceled so you don't show up to the airport not knowing what's about to happen. If you are flying out of BWI or Dulles, those international flights are largely unaffected. We're live at Reagan National Airport. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
A lot of red on those boards there, Daniel. Thank you. A judge's order requiring the Trump administration to pay out full SNAP benefits will stay in place. The appeals court denying a White House request to not dole out the money, and now saying that they're going to take this to the Supreme Court. Earlier, the Department of Agriculture telling states that it is fully funding the federal food program SNAP for all of November. And coming up shortly, DC News Now's Yamari Sase is hearing from a federal worker who's using this time to give back to her community. All right, let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Jackie Lair, now on this Friday night. We have made it to the weekend.
We finally did. I mean, we're starting off with some rain showers.
Okay.
Only some of us are seeing those right now. It's mainly north and west of the district,
Okay.
so it's not terrible, but we're seeing those showers continuing to work their way farther south and east at this point, out ahead of that cold front. Those showers starting to push their way through, I would say, parts of Loudoun County, even down towards Luray. Hearing reports of some lighter rain showers there, even up towards Frederick County too, and into Washington County as well. Very light in terms of the rainfall intensity as these showers continue to work their way farther south and east. So right around Leesburg, seeing some of those lighter rain showers as well, even down towards the Front Royal area. Middleburg, you're likely on the cusp of seeing some light sprinkles there. But temperatures right now still on the warmer side. This is much warmer than what we had last night around this time. Seeing those 50s to low 60s across the map. But overnight tonight, only dropping back upper 40s along and west of the I-81 corridor, closer towards D.C. and areas south and east. We're talking lower 50s for those overnight lows tonight. Here's a view of Futurecast showing us that wet weather continuing to slide its way across our area through early tomorrow morning. I would say by sunrise, we are in the clear. We're tracking those dry conditions persisting for your Saturday. And Saturday will be on the warmer side with highs right around 70. Still on the warmer side on Sunday as well before we see those temperatures take a nosedive. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Jackie, thank you. The district is preparing for the dangerously cold conditions that are coming this winter. The mayor says that they have extra shelters and resources available. Her team out in Northwest handing out gloves, hats, and other gear. And they say they're committed to keeping people safe during the upcoming season.
So right now, our #1 priority, especially as the days and nights get colder, is to get people inside. That is what this pledge is all about.
The dangerously cold conditions that spark hypothermia run from November 1st through the end of March. We are helping you stretch your dollar with ways to save when you do have to crank up the heat. Pepco says by setting your thermostat at 68 degrees, you can cut your annual bill by 10%. Plus, opening up your blinds during the day brings in that sunshine and keeps your home warm. By weatherproofing your windows and doors, you can prevent all that cold air from seeping in. 2 firefighters on trial for flooding this baseball field in Maryland, but the judge finding them not guilty of criminal charges. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree covers Montgomery County for us and explains the decision.
In September, Montgomery County Fire Captain Christopher Riley and firefighter Alan Barnes were each charged with 3 misdemeanors, including malicious destruction of property and disorderly conduct. This after investigators determined they were responsible for spraying the water that flooded the Blair Local Park baseball field. Members of the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts were on the field at the time and were forced to cancel their game. In court Friday, Barnes was absolved of all charges after Riley took full responsibility for the incident. Riley says he did it to get the Thunderbolts' attention. He claims several baseballs had flown over the fence and damaged property at the nearby fire station. After an hours-long trial, the judge ruled that the water did not cause any damage to the field and there was also no disorderly conduct. Riley was found not guilty on all charges. Thunderbolts founder Richard O'Connor and Riley's attorney Rand Lucy weighed in on the verdict.
Hearing the ruling that he didn't feel that puddles of water were destruction of property, and I'm not quite sure he understands how much it takes to get a team up and running, and when you can't play a game because of poor field conditions, that's destruction of property. So disappointing.
He's happy that that the whole story came out, and not happy about the situation or proud of any of this, but just happy that the whole story came out, and satisfied with that. But there's no sort of win here.
In Silver Spring, Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Kids in the district could face a curfew this weekend following these scenes like the one on Halloween there in the Navy Yard. Mayor Muriel Bowser signing off on emergency legislation to extend this summer's restrictions. And that means if there is a curfew put in place, anyone under 18 cannot be out between 11 at night and 6 in the morning. It also allows the police chief to create zones preventing teens from gathering in large groups past 8 at night. A tearful guilty plea in Maryland from the woman who caused a crash that killed a rookie NFL player and his 2 friends last year. She was driving drunk in Prince George's County, slamming into another car with these 3 high school teammates. DC News Now's Tim Reed has more from that emotional court hearing.
State's Attorney Tara Jackson is calling this case a tragedy. She wants suspect Corey Klingman held responsible and urges drivers to slow down and not drink and drive.
And today the driver responsible for causing that crash has accepted responsibility and entered a guilty plea to 3 counts of negligent homicide under the influence of alcohol.
Tara Jackson says Corey Klingman will serve time in jail for driving drunk and causing the deaths of 3 people in a crash last year.
And while today's plea brings a measure of accountability, I know it does not and will not ease the heartbreak or bring back the 3 young men whose lives were lost in this devastating crash.
NFL player Kyrie Jackson, along with his friends Isaiah Hazel and Anthony Lighton, were all killed in a 3-car crash in Prince George's County, July 6, 2024. Police say Klingman was trying to change lanes when she hit the car the 3 were riding in. Their car went off the road and hit multiple tree stumps.
Incidents like these are not just accidents. They are preventable tragedies.
The state's attorney has a message for anyone who chooses to drink and drive.
Driving under the influence is a crime. Speeding at high rates of speed is a crime, both of which lead to jail.
Corey Klingman is on house arrest and will be sentenced in court February 4th. In Prince George's County, Tim Reed, DC News Now.
An investigation at Joint Base Andrews, a suspicious package leaving 7 people sick. No one was taken to the hospital and everyone is going to be okay. The military base is home to Air Force One and other aircraft for the president, vice president, and other senior leaders. Officials saying as a precaution, they did evacuate the building where the package was opened, but the rest of the base was returned to normal. The investigation has now been turned over to the Air Force. Some good news for Commanders fans. Head coach Dan Quinn says quarterback Jaden Daniels will not need surgery on that left elbow, and there is no ligament damage. JD5 dislocated his elbow during the Commanders' loss on Sunday to the Seahawks. It's still uncertain, though, if the star quarterback will be returning to action this season. And if you're headed over to Sunday's game there in Northwest Stadium, you might be facing a lot of security. President Trump says he's going to go to that matchup, which is the team's Salute to Service event where they honor service members ahead of Veterans Day on Tuesday. Kickoff against the Detroit Lions is at 4:30. Now to a traffic alert for drivers through 495 in Virginia tomorrow. VDOT says that crews are closing both directions of traffic between Dulles Toll Road and American Legion Bridge. This is a stretch that's going to be closed from 6 in the morning until 9 at night, so crews can do some paving work. Coming up on DC News Now, Virginia's search and rescue crews continuing to help families in Jamaica. Their work to get much needed supplies to families in remote areas. And spreading kindness by offering some freebies. A federal worker creating a little space for others to get the help they need. Then ahead at 9:30, the shutdown creating travel turbulence. We're helping you stretch your dollar with when it's cheapest to book that holiday flight.